Oh, God, here we go. Waiting for somebody to come down. This is Denver Broncos Mile High View. No commercials, no bullshit. Is that you up there? Turn it down, son.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
Well, it's good that we can laugh because we were both pretty pissed off in this game.
Yeah.
But this, how do you like always being right? And then it's funny. We listen to these other online platforms backtracking, flip flopping, and saying things they didn't say they said, and it's a clown show, man.
It's a total.
I recommend everybody go watch our pregame because we hit this every cylinder right on the head with the way this game was going. Like usual, I just was able to hear it. I wasn't able to see it, but I've got a lot of. It basically, the game went like we said it would. We said it could get ugly. We said this game. I texted you and said I think that Kansas City's going to have. They want to prove something in this game. So there was no way it was going to be a sleeper game for the Broncos. That was ridiculous. Whoever put that out, they should close their channel down. But there's God. I mean, where do you even start with this thing? What it seemed to me is the Broncos had this game plan that Sports Talk Radio was talking about. Oh, Mahomes, we'll let you pass between the 20s. Bend don't break. But it seemed like the Kansas City Chiefs had this idea like, okay, we'll let you run between the 20s. We'll let you go ahead and run between the 20s. Now, I heard a caller calling into Sandy Clough, and the caller was saying, why didn't Vic Fangio take a timeout, after that long drive right before they handed the ball off to Javonte Williams? My question is, and it's, Fangio. And my question is this: why can't we have one caller call up and say, why can't we just have an offensive line that when they line up, the other team is like shaking in their boots? They don't know, they don't know whether or not they're going to be able to handle these guys. I just don't understand why we've come this far, not realize that everything is predicated from these lines. And this game just screamed that. So I'm going to let you go ahead and start off with the things that you want to talk about because you actually watched it.
So I want to talk about. Let's just start off with talking about the incompetent bullshit that we heard all week that the Chiefs were going to be sleeping on this Denver Broncos team. Whoever, those platforms need to be shut down immediately. We are batting 1,000 right now, and like you said, go back and watch our pregame.
Watch our pregame. Our pregame.
It's absolutely absurd that me and you don't get paid for this, and we have a.
I know.
And we are right, and those guys get paid for what they do, and they're getting it wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong.
Well, they know crap sells, so they went and they said, "Oh, how great!" Oh, here's the thing: we talked about how Cushenberry was going to get blown up in this game. We talked about how Bridgewater was going to. This would be the beginning of the end for Bridgewater. That they would all start attacking him after this game. How much we talked about this is going to show again our lines are trash, that's the focal point. How many times do we have to go through this over and over again? You showed me a graph. We've killed when now they're going to kill Teddy Bridgewater. So we've killed 10. That's an NFL record, right now. So there has to come a time where people have to start saying, is it really these quarterbacks, or do we have an organizational problem that's beyond Fangio, beyond Shermer, beyond George Payton, excuse me, there seems to be a constant in all of that to me, you know, and I think it's at the very top. There's a culture that has to change. The fan base has to change. They want to just keep killing quarterbacks. They can't see. Like I said, you don't have the caller calling up as why can't we have these lines? Why can't that line bust a hole for Williams? No, we got to kick a field goal. Okay, why can't we get pass pro so that Bridgewater or Locke or whoever can actually complete a pass or not worry about getting knocked around and fumbling a football? Why can't we get player personnel that it's reflected in the special teams? You know, it's reflected in the special teams. Now, I think the guy that screwed up in this particular case is a good player in that capacity that he plays in. But you know, maybe that one was a happenstance thing. But overall, you know, it comes down to player personnel. We said this game would show that the Broncos do not have the player personnel. We also have been saying throughout the beginning of the season that this team could possibly sneak in as a wild card. I don't know if that actually would happen, but this team, if they snuck in as a wild card, they would get clobbered on the very first game, and everybody would be cheering, "What a victory! What a victory!" But that's not a Pat Bowlen. That's not what Pat Bowlen envisioned. He envisioned, you know, we do the clobbering around here. Go ahead.
No, I think you bring up great points when it comes to this. Me and you have been on record in this whole season. You can roll the tapes that we've been hammering how bad both of these lines are. And it showed again today. It doesn't matter what quarterback you're going to have back there. When you have that putrid a pass pro, anybody's going to look like shit back there. It doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Teddy Bridgewater, or Drew Lock. It doesn't matter who you have back there. Okay, little D Mac can be like the Browns and go through quarterbacks like the Cleveland Browns did. Okay, and they got their act together, getting a good offensive line. But you know, this is something that I'm having a hard time grasping my head around. Is you guys blame coaching, and so on and so forth. Yet reports have come out, and you can see it in the game that Vic Fangio is obviously the defensive coordinator. Now, this goes into the point that I talked about to you off record is if we didn't have Vic Fangio on this team, this would have been a much bigger slobber knocker for us specifically in terms of getting our asses whooped than what the scoreboard showed. Okay. This is Vic Fangio has saved our asses in so many big games, big moments, and also less competition. To be quite frank with you, yes, his record doesn't reflect on his success, but man, he has been able to stop the Chiefs in some capacity. And you guys want to get rid of that specific coach and keep Pat Shermer and keep John Elway the constant and Joe the constant. Okay, it blows my mind that you guys like to defend Elway and his little posse in the organization, yet you want to bury Tom McMahon, Vic Fangio, Ed Donatel, Bill Kollar, and Mike Munchak. Okay, and we could talk about Mike Munchak in a little bit because I have a lot to say about that. Yet you guys just can't grasp your head around who brought in this player personnel to begin with. It's John Elway. Okay, it's not a secret anymore.
For the bulk of the team.
Yes,
the bulk of the team. Well, and it's not just the player personnel. Let's even expand on what you're saying. Well, I'll let you get into explaining how Vic Fangio stopped the Chiefs. I want to talk about that, but I just want to expand on what you just said. Elway, it goes back to, again, ripping out coaches, putting in quarterbacks systems that don't match, finally you get something that works, tearing it completely apart because you have this vision that you want to be the Kansas City Chiefs. So you get this Shermer guy to come in here. And now what are we doing? We're the best we can do is Rich Scangarello type offense, but it's just they can't stick to anything, and that goes up to Elway. That's all from that Elway posse. They can't stick. They can't. But let's go back to what you were saying. I just want to talk about first about Fangio. You watched the game. How did Fangio limit it? Because obviously 14 points didn't come from the offense. So Mahomes didn't wave magic wands all over the place. How did Vic Fangio stop Mahomes?
He was creative in his play packages. It just comes down to that. And I sent you a voice message during this game that we can only get pressure if we send a creative blitz at a quarterback. We don't
have the player personnel to do it directly.
Yes. And where was Draymond Jones and Shelby Harris in this game? I mean, they were nowhere to be seen. Okay, I saw more of an impact from Deshaun Williams and Samar Stephen than I did Shelby Harris and Draymond Jones. Okay, and these guys are on one-year deals. Yet you guys want to compare Aaron. My apologies. You guys want to compare Draymond Jones to a Chris Jones over on the other side and Aaron Donald. You guys are absolutely pathetic when it comes to player it just blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. These lines, when it comes to Kansas City and Denver, Kansas City's in a different universe. They're in a different stratosphere than the Denver Broncos.
Well, I think some of these other teams like Philadelphia, their lines, Washington,
I was the lone voice out there saying that the Eagles, for instance, are a top 5 offensive line. Okay.
Nobody took that under consideration. Again, go back and watch our pre-games. Watch all our pre-games. We bring all this up. I wanted to just say this real quick, because I texted you about this, is that the Kansas City media was asked by our STR about how did the Chiefs turn their defense around so quickly, which surprised even the Chiefs media. And I'm just saying that once we preach the push up the middle, that everything it's like clockwork. It all goes on defense. Everything goes around that, like that's the center hub. Once they put Chris Jones back in the center, everything started clicking all across the board for them, doing that one move. I don't know who got this idea that they wanted to make him an edge rusher or something. It's just stupid. Again, so I even think NFL teams can't, even when it's staring them in the face, if you got that center push up the middle, it is like it's a wrecking ball. It's the goose that lays the golden eggs for the rest of the defense. Why would you ever get away from that? Again, I think the Chiefs are also starting to slip just for the fact I think they're getting full of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Chiefs thought they were going to prove a point, and all they did was end up stumbling over themselves. I think if they just played base football, this game would have really got out of hand. But go ahead.
I think that you bring up a great point. I think a lot of NFL teams want to be smarter than what their counterparts and what their counterfeits like to portray in terms of coaching on coaching. We've been preaching the push up the middle for about 2 years on this channel now, ever since I joined this channel with you. I've agreed with your logic from day one, and this is why I'm on here with you, because I think that me and you have a similar mind when it comes to building an NFL team and an NFL franchise. Everything predicates, especially on an NFL team, offense and defense from the inside out. And John Elway just can't seem to understand that logic because he wants to be the air raid Kansas City Chiefs. And the commenters like to come on here and say, well, the 2 highest paid receivers in terms of combined salary made an impact on blocking today. Okay. There were many instances where they were missing their blocks and letting their blocks go, not even happening. And yet we have said that.
Hold on a second. People just like saying stuff. Yeah, they go to the bubble. They go to the bubble. They go to the bubble. Okay, got it. This is the echo chamber they go into. And this stuff, just like, if you listen to all the pre-games, this was going to be such a close game. This is going to be such a close game. Now, we gave you, not only did we tell you this possibly was not going to be a close game, but we gave you point by point by point by point why it wasn't. And everything we made points on in our pregame, I had to cut it in two. You got cut off, and it just was complicated anyway. So we did a pregame. We got two and one there. But we hit every cylinder. We hit every point. We fired on every cylinder. Everything went as we said. And the fallout of all of it, we even talked about that. It's even working the way we said it would work. Because when somebody doesn't learn a lesson and you just watch them make the same mistakes over and over and over again, we don't have crystal balls here. This is just so old. It's like Groundhog's Day. It's like I'm waiting for that music, I Got You Babe, to play. I'm wake up, here we go again. Fans won't get it. They won't understand it. They'll point to the coach, they'll point to the quarterback. Nobody will mention the lines whatsoever. Nobody wants to even look at the lines.
No.
That's Klingonese to them,
And everybody wants to. This goes back to the Lions per se with Bill Kollar and Mike Munchak. You guys want to fire those coaches, yet when Bill Kollar had a Derek Wolfe and a Malik Jackson, he was successful. Just like when he was with the Texans with an Antonio Smith and a J.J. Watt. Same with Mike Munchak when he had the Pittsburgh offensive line and had the ability to get player personnel in there. Yet you guys want to fire those two coaches. You guys want to fire Tom McMahon. You guys want to fire Vic Fangio. You guys want to fire all these coaches. But the one constant is Shermer, Elway, and Ellis, and the trust in the organization, because you worship the feet of those type of people. And when it comes to the coaches that we will eventually fire, they will go somewhere else and have success, just like with Vance Joseph in Arizona, and they're 11-2 right now because of their defense and offense and how they built that team from the inside out. Yet every successful NFL team, just like the Kansas City Chiefs have, they're slipping, but they understood that they had to get their lines right again. Every successful NFL team, when I look at it, all the top teams in the NFL right now in terms of standings, in terms of play on the field, they have great, and I mean great, player personnel, offensive, defensive lines, and great special teams.
And development and player development.
And we don't have that in Denver. We don't have that structure. We don't have
that culture. That culture does not exist here.
Yes, we don't have
that. It died with Pat Bowlen. That culture died with Pat Bowlen.
Yes.
That culture died with Pat Bowlen. Everybody then embraced the Elway Band-Aid, mercenaries for hire,
receivers and corners, all this bullshit that doesn't, and that's another thing. We talk about
horrible signings.
Horrible signings. You re-sign you resign below average to average players, and Garrett Bowles and Justin Simmons, Shelby Harris as well. You delegate, and even Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton. Okay, I'm going to get in those two in a bit here. But just to talk about these three, you delegated roughly a lot of money to those three players specifically. And what have they done for you this year? Nothing. They haven't done jack shit. They haven't.
That's the quarterback's fault. If we just had Aaron Rodgers, they would just be, it'd be off the charts.
Well, Aaron Rodgers isn't coming here, and I just want to put that out there right now. He's not coming here, staying in Green Bay. I don't want to get into Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to get into the quarterbacks right now, because I'm talking about a bigger issue. We're talking about a bigger issue because we're a GM-centric channel. We are talking about player development, organizational structure, and also offense and defensive line and special team play that is the most critical in success on an NFL team. All these stats, all these people that come on the comment section that talk about stats say this, stats say that. Stats are bullshit. It's a con game. Stats are a con game. And when you sit up there with a Chris Collinsworth who believes in the stats bullshit, And when you have the structure in terms of the Ravens, in terms of the Steelers, in terms of all these successful NFL teams through the decades and years and generations that the football's been played, everything has been predicated on the offense and defensive lines. And you, the fans, and John Elway and Pat Shurmur and all this bullshit going on in this organization want to get delegate $85 million to two players that haven't done jack shit since they got their contracts.
But that's all Bridgewater's fault. Yeah, it's all Bridge. And these are the same people that were singing the praises of Bridgewater when they went to hang Drew Lock. When they went to hang Drew Lock, well, that Bridgewater's just so much superior. So not to get back into the quarterbacks, but that's all that they can focus on. The coaches, the coaches should have called a timeout, but then they chew them out for calling timeouts. They can't. They don't know. They do not know. So let's get into the offense. Yeah. So Garrett Bowles was signed. What kind of a game did this guy have? Garrett Bowles. Everybody was talking. Thank God Garrett Bowles is coming back.
This isn't going to. My apologies. This isn't going to show up on the Game Pass, but I was looking directly at the offensive line in this game, and I was directly looking at the left side of the offensive line because I knew the Chiefs would attack that side of the offensive line.
Yeah, but I think we discussed that in our pregame as well. That was discussed in our pregame as well.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We're batting 1,000 again. When it comes to the left side of the offensive line in terms of Garrett Bowles, Dalton Risner, and Lloyd Cushenberry, let's start off with Garrett Bowles. You guys gave him top 8, top 5 left tackle money. He's been out because of COVID, the bullshit virus, and this guy sucks.
What was going on? What was going on?
His run blocking was the worst I've seen it in the past year. His pass pro was average at best. And I sit here and ask myself, why the fuck did you draft him over Ryan Ramczyk? Why?
And then pay him.
Sit there and pay him, and you have other tackles in the league that deserve the pay that this man got, just like Justin Simmons with Mika Fitzpatrick and all the Derwin James. We'll get into him in a little bit, but strictly talking about Garrett Bowles, this man absolutely sucked in this game. Yeah, okay, it's not going to show on the Game Pass, but on the All-22 film. And even when I was watching the Game Pass, I was strictly watching Garrett Bowles because he came back in this game and I wanted to see how he did. This guy absolutely sucked in run pro. He was late on his run blocking technique. His pass pro sets were absolutely god-awful. And then Chris Collinsworth has the balls, because he's there, to say that, oh, this man had a good game tonight. Are you serious? No, he did not. Go ahead.
Well, you got to say that for Elway.
Just like what Justin Simmons he said tonight.
Oh, God.
And they were.
It sounded like they were picking on Justin Simmons, but they dropped the ball.
Oh, yeah. And I want to top out the offense. Dalton Risner sucks. This guy, he has totally regressed from the Rich Scangarello system to the Pat Shurmur system. And nobody's going to bring that up anywhere else. No one's going to bring that up on the online platforms like Mile High Huddle, Mile High Report, 104.3 The Fan, all the bullshit that these fans listen to. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you that at all. They want to.
Yeah, no. And then again, it brings up why did we bring Shurmur in? Why did we really do that? Why was that? And don't tell me it was Please don't tell me Fangio. There's no way Fangio was.
They're sticking with that.
Yeah, Fangio. Yeah, they also know Fangio has nothing to do with the offense. They know that. They absolutely know that. They know that I was right day one when I said that Fangio was hired to be defensive coordinator only. Elway would take care of the offense. Nobody else would say that. I said that day one. Day one, I said that. Then finally, he doesn't pay attention to the offense. He's not supposed to.
It took you 3 years to get that?
Yeah, took them 3 years to figure that out. When I said it day one.
Since day one.
Yeah, day one. So again, so Bowles and Reisner was that, and then Cushenberry got. We said Cushenberry would get blown up, and he got blown up, right?
Yeah, and no one, STR is not talking about this. All the other Iron platforms are not talking about this because
They never talk about the offensive line. They never talk about it.
Because they think that the offensive line played good today.
That's the cultural problem that we got. That's the cultural problem that we got.
And gave our offensive line a D- performance, but that was saved because of Quentin Miners. Quentin Miners is an absolute stud. I don't care what Joel Roll says, the Madden bullshit. I don't care what you guys say. This guy is a freaking stud out there. Okay. When you watch the film tomorrow, when you watch the All 22 or Game Pass or whatever you watch, you will see that this man is an absolute freak of nature. And this guy, again, is better than all the money we dedicated to Graham Glasgow.
That's another one of those signings again. And these people cheer this stuff on. And the other teams get it. They understand and they exploit it. When they can. Like Philadelphia, like the Chiefs, teams that can, Steelers, Ravens. Yeah. They'll exploit them every single time. And it's back to the coaches, back to the quarterback. Once the Broncos, all these Achilles that we bring up keep getting exposed, it's the default mechanism. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, it's wash, rinse, repeat with this whole entire team. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a wash, rinse, repeat with this whole entire organization. Okay. No, again, we talk about the offense. Noah Fant. I saw the potential coming out of college. Noah Fant. I liked the pick. Did I want Noah Fant? No, I wanted Devin Bush because I liked Devin Bush more than Noah Fant. I thought Devin Bush would have been a more
logical pick. A more logical pick.
A logical pick, but I think Fangio would have went that for him, in my opinion.
Well, this is where we're saying he's not allowed to get the guys he wants to get.
Yes, and Noah Fant's been absolutely destroyed in terms of offensive schematics with the Pat Shurmur offense because he doesn't use his tight ends. He just likes to use his 3 wide receivers. I'm going to get to that here in a minute. And Albert O gets all the right play calls, yet Noah Fant gets the bullshit calls.
Yeah, the bullshit play. Yeah, go out 2 yards. I'll throw you a flat, right? Throw you out in the flat.
They did that again.
Yeah. If you look, it's not just Rich Scangarello, the way he used Fant, but if you look at him in college, he would run routes like a receiver, like a regular receiver.
And I was notorious for being a tight end school, and they run tight end sets.
They ruined him. They ruined him. To say it's Noah Fant, and when you watch the play design, you just got. And then I guess what you could say is you could then say coaching, but this goes to Shurmur.
Well, this goes to every player on the. We talk about Reisner. We could talk about Fant. We could talk about Philip Lindsay back when he was here. Trinity Benson, all these players that you got rid of and you were developing properly, and then you bring in Shurmur, you let Elway do his bullshit crap that he's done since Pat Bowlen's been dead in the head and he's gone, and you bring in this bullshit, this constant bullshit, and then you have your John Clayton writing the articles, and then you have all these bullshit online platforms and bullshit people just spewing all this crap in this little bubble that you put out there. Yes, absolutely. All that bullshit is in that fucking bubble.
And that's all they do is bouncing around. And I like when you said when you would go to one of those online platforms and type in, a comment, for something from our universe, they're like,
Yeah. I would get banned from the message boards. I get all the bullshit.
But I let them come here and spew some real garbage, But
okay, now I'm going to segue into the receivers.
Right, well, hold on.
I have to.
Receivers.
This is something that I have to get off my chest.
Well, let's see. How did that 85 million work out tonight?
That's what I'm getting into.
It's all the quarterback's fault, right?
Yep.
Quarterback.
Okay. $85 million predicated to two players, okay? Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick. They didn't do jack shit in this game. Okay?
Hey, they're getting paid, man.
We could talk about it's the quarterback, all this shit. It's not. Okay? Everything predicates from the offensive line out. This has been proven time and time again, okay? If you don't have an offensive line, your receivers are going to look like shit. Okay? And instead of dedicating $85 million and all your resources to two players, you're deciding not to give a shit about your offensive line. You think it's fine.
That's par for the course. That is par for the course here.
And that is
par
really
for the course.
And that is frustrating for me because everything that I believe in predicates from the offense and defensive line. Everything that STR, John Elway, Pat Shurmur, and Joe Ellis and the bullshit, everything that they believe predicates out from is the outside in. They can't understand that if you don't have an offensive line, the $85 million that you predicated to two players are going to look like shit. And they have. They've looked like dog shit the past 3 weeks since they got their contract.
Well, take a look at Mahomes. He was getting, because of Fangio's design, it got him off of his mark, right?
And that's not talking about that either.
No, well, of course not. No, of course not.
Just blame him for calling a timeout.
Yeah.
Good God.
So you said that you were telling me that you were watching receivers stop on routes.
Again, yes.
Stopping on routes.
This has been, and this is an issue I've had with Cortland Sutton coming out of college. And you've brought it up to me many times in terms of him. That's why him and Emmanuel Sanders got into it at the training camp a few years ago.
Yeah.
Because he's giving the full effort, the full maximum effort that you need to give. This is why I'm a big fan of Emmanuel Sanders, okay? Because he understood the importance of route running. You just can't be a straight line type of player. You have to develop your route tree. And he came from the organization when Pat Bowlen was still here. And Peyton Manning.
Well, he also came from the Steelers organization.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job in receiver development.
Yes. Yeah.
Because they are into developing players. And that's what Sanders was doing. He was developing.
Well, it doesn't look like it looks like Cortland Sutton, that money got to his head so he can slow down on routes. Same with Tim Patrick. Same with Jerry Jeudy. I mean, you guys told me that Jerry Jeudy was going to help transform this offense. He hasn't done shit when he's come back. I know. I understand. It's because of his high ankle sprain, and those linger. But I'm not attacking Jerry Jeudy directly. I'm attacking the guy who drafted Jerry Jeudy in the first round. Okay. I was never a fan of Jerry Jeudy. I had higher grades on CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Chase Claypool. Those are my top guys, okay? But all these receivers that you guys like to spew, say we got all these weapons for Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, they haven't done shit. Why? Because they don't have an offensive line to give them the time and the quarterback the time to let plays develop. I mean, do you guys get that?
Uh-huh.
What? You get
that? Offensive line? Huh? Is there actually an offensive line in football?
And that line is essential to your success on and off the field. All you guys are morons. Good God.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. You waited. Okay, here's another thing. You waited till Melvin Gordon got hurt to push Javonte Williams. See, and STR doesn't like to bring that up either. You waited till Melvin Gordon got hurt just to give Javonte Williams 22 attempts. Where was this at the beginning of the season to give him 15, to give him 16, to give him that? Because you guys don't like to run you guys just don't like to run the ball. You guys like to run your 3 wide receiver sets. You guys don't like to establish the run, do you? And Mike Boone, here's a guy that I said was a good signing. Mike Boone is an absolute stud out there tonight.
How did Mike Boone do?
He looked pretty damn good, in my opinion. He looked like a Philip Lindsay out there. But he'll get buried in the depth chart once Melvin Gordon comes back.
Yeah. One thing they said in regards to Gordon and Williams was that both of them liked the loads that they were getting because that would allow them to rest. It was allowing each one to rest, give them, rest reps.
But I get that from a player standpoint. But in terms of a schematic standpoint, in terms of what you do best on offense, that's what you do best on offense, what you saw tonight. That is what you do best. When you pull the guard, when you do crackback blocks, when you do stuff like that, that is the offense that has success. Not this.
Whose offense is that? Whose offense?
Oh, Mike Beck and Rich Scangarello.
Oh, yeah. Where is the Shermer? Where's this Shermer? I'm trying to what I want to justify is why did we bring Shermer in? Where is his offense? Where is it?
Well, where's his creativity?
Oh, yeah, they said that. Oh, yeah, that was another one of those things they supposedly didn't say, right?
Yeah, he got so creative in the offseason.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tuttle, for spewing that bullshit.
I'm going to bounce over to defense, and then we'll go back to offense in a minute. But where was Justin Simmons? Where was he? Where was Justin Simmons?
He almost got a Hail Mary interception. Oh my gosh. But it was a false start from Patrick Mahomes. Okay.
Well, it sounded to me like in that game, in that beginning of that game, they were really targeting him, but they also were dropping passes.
Yeah, they were targeting him and Patrick Surtain's side of the field, and Patrick Surtain got a lucky interception again. But he did have a good game today. He had an okay game. This is what we saw. This is what we saw a few weeks ago with the other receivers dropping the ball. Did we see a game like this where if the Jaguars or something where they were dropping a bunch of balls and it could have been more ugly than it showed on the film and on the scoreboard?
I don't know if that was the Chargers or not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't seen. I have to see this. But it seemed like it seemed to me they were targeting Simmons, but they kept dropping the ball.
Yes.
They kept saying Simmons was around the area.
He's around the area, but doesn't make a play.
Yeah, around the area, exactly. Not making any kind of play.
Yeah. The Patrick Mahomes touchdown. I just want to say this. Patrick Surtain and Justin Simmons, what the fuck are you doing on that play? Patrick Surtain, you got blocked, and you couldn't get off a block from a 5'10" receiver and Tyreek Hill. Dude, come on. And Justin Simmons, why the fuck were you running on the other side of the field when Kareem Jackson had that field locked down?
Because he's hiding. That's what he does. He hides. I tell you, he hides. The guy hides.
Justin Simmons sucks. You do not deserve the money you have. I don't care. You don't deserve it.
He wouldn't last. I'm telling you, he wouldn't last. If you had it kicked Elway out, got new people, he wouldn't last. They would not. They wouldn't tolerate it.
And when they drafted him in 2016, you saw more of Darian Stewart and Will Parks than you saw Darian Stewart and Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
Why do you think that was? I went back and looked at the film from 2016 when they drafted him. He was barely on the field. All he did was special teams.
Simmons. Yeah. How was the special teams?
Oh, it's all Tom McMahon's fault, apparently.
No, in 2016.
way better than it is now because the player.
Maybe they should put Simmons back on special team.
I don't.
But I want to talk about Bridgewater just for a second. We said in our pregame that this would be the beginning of the end for Bridgewater, that this would be the game where they're going to try to lobby for Aaron Rodgers. I'm not getting into Aaron Rodgers, but I'm just saying I want to get into Teddy Two Gloves. How was the offensive line helping him in the pass pro?
Pretty crap. That's why I gave it a D-.
Yeah. So again, Teddy, Locke, Flacco, Keenum, and I got to keep going down the list.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. What I'm saying is you'd think that the fan base would get the lines by now.
No, they're
done. The guy that is now in New Orleans. The quarterback.
Trevor Siemian.
Not one of these quarterbacks knows what a decent offensive line is. Never. So how can we grade quarterbacks when we can't even protect them?
Well, and you brought up something interesting about the first interception that Teddy Bridgewater threw when it was thrown into double coverage. Why is that any different than what Drew Lock threw?
Well, Drew Lock didn't throw in double. He threw a fading pass that was a fading pass away, working its way away from the defender, and the defender had it like.
Everybody wants to shit on Locke for that interception, but everybody wants to give Teddy Bridgewater a pass for that.
Bridgewater, Hebert threw horrible picks. I mean, those were really horrible picks.
He's a top 5 quarterback.
Well, oh my God, if we could just get him. Yeah, I know. These people, I don't know where they're coming from. They're completely Looney Tunes.
Yeah, they're morons. They don't know what they're talking about. All they talk about is Madden 22 shit.
I know, they're fantasy leagues. Yeah, they're fantasy leagues. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we want to talk about Teddy Bridgewater here. Where the fuck was Draymond Jones and Shelby Harris?
Oh yeah.
Because seriously, guys, this has been going. Oh man.
I think they should get. I think they should get money. Oh wait, Shelby Harris did get money.
Yeah, and what has he done since he's gotten that money?
Nothing.
Just like Draymond Jones. Oh, he gets double teamed. He sure didn't look like, dude. You know what I've noticed? And correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Have you seen the rotation on his side more and more each week, where he doesn't come in until third down?
Yeah. Not only that. One thing I've noticed is that on those so-called double teams, one guy will get him, and then he'll just pass him to the other guy, and then the other guy will turn away every time. It's like because they pass him off.
Yeah,
it's not a real double team.
Yeah. That's why no one's afraid of Shelby Harris, Draymond Jones, Patrick Surtain, and Justin Simmons. Okay, this is why they're not afraid of them.
Well, not afraid. They're targeting Simmons.
Yes, absolutely. Of course they are. I mean, every time you've put out film, every time we've watched the games, they always target his side of the field. They barely, and I mean barely, ever target Kareem Jackson and Ronald Darby's side of the field, and that's rare.
They won't talk about that.
Of course they don't, because
I've showed that in the film. That it's always that side getting attacked.
Yeah, where's the push up the middle?
None.
There's none. There's none.
Why did offensive coordinators? Why do they target that right side of the field constantly?
Because they know.
Well, I just asked Bronco fans to go watch all the games that they play. They target that side of the field every single time, more than they do anything anywhere else.
And everybody wants to give shit to Kenny Young. I would say after the first quarter, I thought he had a hell of a game.
Yeah, he started catching on. Yeah,
Started catching on. Same with Barry.
I think Simmons should have. We're paying Simmons all that money. He really should be taking those tight ends, but because he's the poster child.
He's always.
Well, if you go look at the Kelsey highlight reel against the Broncos, Simmons is a star in that as the guy getting burned all the time.
Sucks.
Yeah. So he gets a raise.
Why can't we have a guy like Derwin James and Mika Fitzpatrick?
No, you don't get that. You get overhyped players.
Thornhill from the Chiefs, Matthew and Thornhill. Thornhill made an excellent interception today.
I asked you. I said, how come Simmons can't do that?
Because he sucks.
You can get a Hail Mary, maybe, or a lucky deflected, Yeah.
Like Patrick Surtain has had the past 2 weeks, outside of one good interception.
Oh, he's learning from the best, right?
Yeah, he's learning from Justin Simmons. And I don't blame Patrick Surtain. He has no help over the top because Justin Simmons absolutely sucks. And they were promoting Justin Simmons as a game like he's the next Steve Atwater. It was absolutely ridiculous. Right after they showed the Steve Atwater hit on the Chiefs running back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
They went right next to Justin Simmons highlights.
Yeah, I don't.
This sucks. And you guys like to defend that shit.
So this is NBC doing that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that must be. They must. That must be the front office that does that. I mean, I'm sure that I know it's not just the Broncos, but you get a highlight a player. So that's got to come from Elway. And then let me ask you this: I'm sure the Chiefs had their own similar type thing, right?
In terms of
promoting, like they promoted Simmons.
Yeah, they promoted Patrick Mahomes like he's a god.
Yeah, so that yes, Mahomes is the spokesperson for
the Chiefs.
Yes, and Simmons is a spokesperson for the Broncos.
And who's the spokesperson for the Patriots?
Bill Belichick, I guess.
Oh, yeah, because Bill Belichick wouldn't last 3 years in the city. He wouldn't even last year. He would do what the Jets did. He would do what he did to the Jets. Get a napkin and say, "I resign."
Yeah. Did he get was he with the Jets?
Yes, he was with the Jets for a few hours or a few days, and then
he sent him a napkin.
Yeah, he's like, I resign. As he pulled out a napkin and read it when he left, because he knew that the Jets are a terrible organization, just like the Broncos.
Yeah, we're. I hope we could just get away from Elway. We just get out from underneath him. Okay, go through your notes and tell me anything we haven't discussed so far.
Okay, so I put in big, bold letters, same old story. Same old story, just pathetic play on offense and defense and special teams. Shermer's play design in terms of route trees and running techniques absolutely suck when they go right.
You know what I wanted to tell you? When I was watching the Charger game, for some reason, the receivers just ran to let's say, here, I'm going to draw a little picture. Okay.
Oh, you're not.
Let's say that these are the defenders, right?
Yes.
I swear to God, it seemed like the receivers all ran directly to each. I'm sorry. Ran.
Yeah, directly at the defenders. Yeah,
directly at them, and just stopped at the defender just stood there, and the receivers just ran like they were magnetized.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I saw in this game too. And then with Noah Fant, you can do your two little out route, and then Sam has the balls to say that this guy, he wasn't ruined, he just sucks.
No,
Sandy Clough, dude, shut the fuck up, please.
No, but I did. I watched this time and time again. Receivers would run right to the defenders like they were lovers. I mean, and this is the thing is like I watched a lot of game film of Manning with the Colts because I was really fascinated on how they schemed. And they were constantly running routes into empty areas. Like sometimes they would have receivers run to attract to get the defenders to go with the receiver, and then they would send a guy into just empty space. But the ball would already be in the air, so that when that receiver made his turn, he would, out of nowhere catch the football. It was fascinating to watch. This was exactly the opposite of that.
Well, yeah, you saw that with Brady in his heyday. They would do the exact same thing Manning was doing.
Well, that's not what's happening here.
No, of course not, because we suck. Yeah, I have on here. Where's Justin Simmons? Where's Draymond Jones? Where's Shelby Harris? Where's Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick?
Where are all the signees?
Yeah, we're all the signing. Where's
How come all the guys not making? That's just it. Why are all the guys who don't make the money the ones at least making the plays? Look at our offensive line. We got one guy making plays.
Yeah, and he was a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
God.
Lord. Draymond Jones this is first year starting. Draymond Jones or Quentin Miners is a 3rd-round pick, and he's starting on the offensive line due to the injury and is kicking the shit out of people. Kicking the shit. Okay. Baron Browning has been starting since Alexander Johnson's been going down, and he's getting better each and every week. Okay. I don't want to hear all the bullshit excuses that I'm going to hear on this comment section. I don't want to hear that shit. Okay, this isn't an excuse business. This is where we call players out that get paid the big bucks because of Elway's stupidity. And I'm going to call them out, and I'm going to tell them like it is. Justin Simmons, Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton, Garrett Bowles, Dalton Reisner, Cushenberry, and all these idiots, Shelby Harris and Draymond Jones, you guys absolutely suck. You guys suck, okay? I want you guys to hear that. You guys absolutely are trash at your positions. I'm sorry. We could sit here and talk all we want about player personnel on this shit. We still have people in that organization that still hold Elway to a high standard and follow his bullshit, okay? And want these players that absolutely make no sense, like a Menelik Watson, Donald Stevenson, Ron Leary, Graham Glasgow, just all this bullshit. Adam Pac-Man Jones, that would never have happened. I guarantee you Pat Bowlen would have never went after an Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Oh, of course not. No.
Bullshit. It's all his bullshit, okay?
Got Elway written all over it.
Yeah, this game had Elway written all over it again. That's why they showed him, and I sent you the pic. That's why they showed him, and there's Joe Ellis right there, because those two are fucking. I don't care.
It's something that dawned on me. I wonder if some of the problems Manning had too with what was going on here has kept other top tier quarterbacks from wanting to come here. Either Brady did not make a call to Denver.
Who?
Brady.
Oh, of course, because I know him and Peyton talk.
Well, yeah. There's Elway. He wouldn't put up with Elway.
No. Oh yeah. That yes, you're absolutely on. That's another great point of yours. And here's another thing. We could sit here and talk about that fiasco that went on. What about Gary Kubiak and John Elway? Why do you think he retired out of nowhere?
Retired his way to Minnesota.
And all the bullshit. Oh, he just couldn't handle the stress anymore. Yeah, because of Elway.
I wonder if also Kubiak was pissed off at Elway for getting rid of Wade Phillips too.
Well, no, this was after.
I know, but I wonder if that lingered on too. That
that Elway didn't want to bring back Wade after his contract. Yeah.
That was kind of one of those festering things.
Yeah. I think that pissed off. The defensive players on that team.
It definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that pissed off a lot of players on that team back in
Well, you wonder, you got a guy in Elway who will reward somebody like Menelik Watson, but
that guy's
or Justin Simmons, but they won't reward a guy that actually got you a Super Bowl, who won you the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Your reward is to get fired.
Yeah, you didn't reward Matt Paradis, did you? No. You didn't reward him shit. You let him walk and go to Carolina. That's another thing. Matt Paradis was an absolute stud at the center position. An absolute stud. And he was
And here's the thing too, if they talk about how smart Elway was. It's always when it's a smart thing, it's always Elway was smart for getting rid of Von Miller.
Okay, Cecil.
What's that?
I said okay, Cecil Lammy.
Yes, that's when all of a sudden he exists. Now he exists.
Yeah.
Now he exists. But somebody like Paradis, there was no backup plan. You didn't have anybody.
Billy Turner.
Yeah, they didn't have anybody. They didn't have anybody to step in. Like we talk about teams that develop. They can.
That's why all the money that you predicated to Menelik Watson, give it to Matt Paradis. And then if you were a smart organization, draft a center and develop him, just like New Orleans does. You could have kept Billy Turner. Keep Billy Turner, give him a 2-3 year contract, draft a right tackle, develop him.
Yeah.
But we can't have that here. We go after retreads like Graham Glasgow. We go after names. We go after Band-Aids. That's what we do here.
I heard Kirk Cousins may be.
After the loss to the Lions.
Yeah, he may be in the running for a Denver Bronco position.
And guess who we play next week?
The Lions. And you know what? You were saying about how the Lions were they were getting really, really good. Oh, they're just laughing. Oh, the Lions. Well, I wouldn't laugh too much.
They're offensive line. Just saying.
What happens if they get beat by the Lions? Let's just do a little preview, a little quick preview. What happens? Does it go nuclear in Dove Valley if they lose to the Lions?
I think it's already nuclear.
I know. Well, they built this game up as the Super Bowl. They even said that. They said it was a Super
game. It's gonna little D Mac. It's gonna
little D Mac.
Little D.
Yeah, little D.
Little D. Little D Mac.
Little D Mac. Little D Mac.
Cecil Lammy.
Whammy.
Right after Teddy threw that pick, I sent you a screenshot of what he wrote on Twitter.
It was like right on cue, right? Right on cue. I said
clockwork.
We not predict all this. You know what? If anybody really follows us, these guys are fortune tellers. They predicted all this stuff was going to happen. Like, this is so hard to predict. If you actually tell the truth, it's not hard to, actually tell the truth.
When you see common sense and you actually look at common sense, when it gives you all the answers.
Well, I just see the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, wash, rinse, repeat. That's with this team. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's the same old. That's why I say on here, same old story. That's why I don't take enough notes in the second half, because it's the same old bullshit. I don't need to write the same notes I did in the first half going on to my second half, because it's the same old players like a Justin Simmons who absolutely sucks.
Oh yeah.
And I was the main person out there saying it. Say, don't give this man money.
Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy.
And then Cody Rourke and Joel Rolls and these dumbasses. Oh, the league is starting to go from being inside out to going outside in now. You guys are dumb.
It'll never be. Yeah. But we know we see the teams that are successful. That's all we have to do is look at them.
Yeah. Yeah. We're the Patriots. They're first in the AFC now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like clockwork.
Wow.
You watch the Patriots because I know what I'm going to get.
All right. Well, what else do you have? Do you have anything else?
I say on that fourth down run when they did like a 20-play drive down the field, by the end, Patrick missed the crack. block. And you
yeah.
gave him,
What do we hear about what do we hear about the receivers blocking? But tell us what happened there.
oh, he just missed the block on the guy that was coming on the edge there. I forgot his name was Gay or something, Willie Gay or something. Missed the block on him and just missed his block. He's just running, looking at him.
That's typical. That's typical Shermer too.
Huh?
That's typical Shermer too. The free runner.
Yeah, free runner. And you mentioned that to a guy, and he said you were evil. So absolutely,
I know you're evil for just telling you that you don't know what you're fucking talking about. The quarterback's back is turned to the free runner, and you're promoting that play. Are you out of your friggin' mind? Are you out of your mind? I mean, and then Kurt Warner brought it up and say this is not a good play design.
Oh, they probably think that Kurt Warner sucks. So.
Oh God! I mean, anybody with my daughter could tell you that play, and she doesn't know anything about football.
My DARPA dog.
Your DARPA dog, yes, with its hand, its hand mouth.
Yes.
No, don't do that.
Broncos game plan in terms of red zone play, and we've brought it up this season. The Broncos red zone offense sucks. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. Their red zone offense sucks. I say right here, the Broncos game plan in terms of red zone makes no sense.
Well, that's Shermer.
Oh, well, of course, because Shermer sucks, and they kept showing it in the broadcast. Stop showing.
They are one of the dead last teams in the red zone.
I said that the Chiefs are getting cute. That led to Patrick Surtain's interception, in my opinion. They were trying to get cute. They were trying to, like you said earlier in the
trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
Instead of just playing base football.
I say right here, so Bridgewater throws an interception that was pretty piss poor, yet Drew Lock gets shit on for throwing the right pass, and a play that Derwin James makes that Justin Simmons can't dream about making. So, you guys want to shit on Locke? Why don't you guys start shitting on Bridgewater?
They're going to shit on Bridgewater. That's guaranteed.
Yeah. That's why. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's like the sun coming up. That's the sun coming up, rising. It's going to happen. Yeah. And that's springboarding into. We're going to take any quarterback we possibly can and put this guy in the gauntlet, not give him any pass pro, give him a shitty offensive coordinator, and expect this person to do something.
Yeah. Shermer's route concepts suck. They're the worst I've seen in terms of offensive creativity.
Well, obviously, when it comes to the tight ends, if he had more if he would use the tight ends maybe a little bit more like the Rich Scangarello, you'd probably get a little bit better red zone production.
That's only wishful thinking for us.
Just saying.
Just saying that. I know you're saying it, but I'm just repeating. Ross rinse repeat. Same old shit.
Same old shit.
Fangio is being creative on the defense that led to Patrick Mahomes being off on his game tonight. I think it had a lot to do with the Chiefs being too cute, the Chiefs not catching the ball, and I think it also had to do with Vic Fangio being creative in terms of blitz packages that led Patrick Mahomes off his spot. Go ahead.
I'm not here. If anybody hated the Patriots, it's me. I can't stand them. But I'll tell you this: that's the difference between Bill Belichick and Andy Reid. That Bill Belichick's a notch ahead because there's nothing but Belichick does is cutesy. He does stuff that makes sense. Andy Reid should know better than that. He should be, doing, just base football. I know he's coming off of a bye and he wants to probably try out some stuff, but still, you shouldn't get cute.
Well, Andy Reid's track record is that he does choke in the playoffs because he tries to be too cute, and that's why he only has one Super Bowl. So, just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the teams with the Eagles. He had those teams humming back when he was with the Eagles, and he tried to be too cute in the Super Bowls, and it led to when they would go against the Patriots would take advantage of that because Bill Belichick's a no-nonsense, no bullshit type of guy.
Straightforward football, yeah.
Yeah. I said, Deontay Spencer fumbles. How's that Tom McMahon's fault?
Yeah.
And Mile High Huddle was spewing that shit. Oh, it's all coaching. It's all Tom McMahon's fault. Man, dude, you guys are pathetic.
Well, yeah, it was a rookie error.
Well, whatever. Still, Chad Stearns has made better plays than Justin Simmons this year.
Yeah, well, yes.
Simmons is 4 years, $61 million, third highest paid safety in the league.
Well, it was like Tyreek Hill. I mean, Tyreek Hill played great as a receiver, but he sucked at special teams.
Yeah, I agree.
It sucked, yeah.
And at least, what's his face? Tyreek Hill can block a 6'2" corner.
Yeah.
Pat Surtain. I think Pat Surtain just gave up on that play, and so did Simmons. I'm going to let up.
Well, what side did they go to again? What side was the
right?
Yeah, why do they always go to the right side of the field? We should have that as a pop quiz for every Bronco fan. Why is it that every OC, every quarterback goes to the majority of plays to the right side of the field? Please answer that question. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. They'll probably say coaching.
Coaching.
The trench play for the Broncos suck. Both sides of the ball suck. I thought the Chiefs starting off, like you said, I think this would have been a more of a blowout game if the Chiefs stuck to what they were doing with the first few drives. They were running a lot of misdirection. They were running screen passes, like you said.
You did. Yes, that's the Broncos' kryptonite.
Screens, and they were running the ball with a lot of misdirections. I believe if they would have stuck with that play, I think that the game plan in terms of them trying to go downfield would have opened up, and they didn't stick with it. I think if they stuck with that type of game plan going, they kept doing it. They kept doing it because the Broncos didn't have an answer because their defensive line sucks and their player personnel sucks.
Yeah.
If they stuck with that game plan, I think it would have opened up for Patrick Mahomes to have a big night. I believe so. I'm going
to say this. I think STR and the Dove Valley made this for them to be the Super Bowl. But I think Kansas City has such little respect for the Broncos.
Yeah.
That this was an exhibition game for them. And that's why they were trying so many
times.
That's why they were trying so many different things, because to them it was just an exhibition game.
Yeah, to them it was just backyard football.
Well, no, what I'm saying is they felt that they could experiment and still win the game.
Yeah, and they did, 22-9.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Even with the Chiefs' worst day, we can't beat them.
No.
And wait a minute. Everybody wants to get rid of Fangio, yet Fangio giving the Broncos an opportunity to win these games the past, 3 times we've played them?
But the offense...
and the special teams. And who does that fall on? Who does that fall under? Player personnel?
Coaching.
Oh, yeah, okay, Mile High Hill. Broncos' left side of the offensive line is getting abused. I have it right here in the first half. The defensive line, I saw a play where it was Deshaun Williams, or was it Draymond Jones? I think it was Draymond Jones or Deshaun Williams, where they ran right at him, and Trey Smith, the left guard, just picked him up and threw him on the ground.
Yeah.
And that's our defensive line, ladies and gentlemen. That's the guy. That is the type of player personnel that you guys defended in the offseason.
Yeah.
Those players here.
Like I said, I got a Raider, Las Vegas Raider, holding Draymond Jones with one hand. And Draymond Jones is going like this, and he's holding him with one hand. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
And who did we want in the offseason? A Morgan Fox, a Solomon Thomas, and a Sheldon Rankins? Right. Solomon Thomas is actually playing well in Las Vegas. Yeah, we can't have those players. We have a Draymond Jones, who's the up-and-coming player of the year.
You know, I come from Rich Tombstone Jackson. I mean, these people don't know. They just don't know. They can't understand. And oh man, they just can't get it. They just can't get it.
You guys remember Carl Mecklenburg?
Recklenberg too. Recklenberg.
Absolute monster.
Carl Recklenberg.
Yeah, so, God. Big Al back in his heyday.
Barney Chavis.
Yeah, yes.
Barney
Yeah.
Chavis. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad what passes. It's really sad what passes these days.
I just have a lot. Where's Justin Simmons, Draymond Jones, all the guys we paid.
Receivers stopping on routes.
Yeah, Broncos receivers like stopping on routes, and I've seen that over the past few weeks. I've mentioned that too, where I've seen that.
Yeah, I may be able to do a film study on this one because they're laying I can't do the home improvement stuff because the workers are in. I gotta. This is one of these bullshit things. They used my sink to dump concrete down, and that sink's all fucked up. So I got to now deal with the company for doing that. That's a different issue, but that's another headache I got tomorrow. I got so many headaches I got to deal with. I'm not sure what I can do.
Well, you just play Dungeons and Dragons in the basement.
No, that's your job. That's your job. Am I in the basement or are you in the basement? I can't remember.
I think you are because I'm on top.
You're on top? Okay. That's right. Okay. Got that right. Got that down. We live in a pretty crappy home with squalor everywhere and in the hood. You go to 7-Eleven.
I'm part of the QAnon movement.
Yeah, and I just stay home and I smoke and I drink and bitch. You know, when are you gonna come home with some more money? You have a Crown Vic.
Yeah,
you're a rent-a-cop wannabe.
Yeah,
a wannabe rent-a-cop. You're a wannabe rent-a-cop.
Yeah, I got my fake DARPA dog.
Fake DARPA dog.
It's just
It's just what?
It's just a poodle.
It's really a poodle.
Yeah, it's really a poodle.
You got a shepherd costume for it.
Oh God. Yeah, just a shepherd costume.
You know what's funny is that the people that are all talking this shit, they're the biggest fakes there are out there. They're the fakes.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, if you ever get far in this video, I just want to say this: you guys are looking stupid right now, and I love it.
Yeah, weren't they saying we were telling you about Bridgewater? We were telling you they were singing his praises.
We beat the Cowboys, Mile High Huddle. We told you. We told you.
I know. Oh God. We
told you. Guys.
What a bunch of clowns. Well, should we call it a night?
Sure.
Then we'll all get some sleep. Jesus, it's late.
I'm gonna go watch some film.
Yeah, I gotta go put this online to get our 3 views.
Yeah,
everybody wants to go blame Bridgewater, and that's all. That's just blame the coaches, blame Bridgewater, and wash, rinse, repeat.
You should put. It could get you a lot of views. Broncos played a close game today.
Oh yeah, the Broncos, and it's not as bad as you think.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. They slept on us.
Yeah. They
feel what Mile High Huddle does.
Yeah, they slept on us. I think I'll say no. The Chiefs didn't sleep on the Broncos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, we'll call it a night.
All right, take care.
Okay, you too. See you after I watch some film. I'll give you the play-by-play.
Cool.
Hey, bye.